So let that sink in. Elon Musk is bringing back former President Trump's Twitter account. And guess what? The left, they are completely melting down. Elon Musk tweeted a poll yesterday and more than 15 million people voted. 52% said yes to reinstating Trump's account. Even though Trump said he wouldn't make the switch back to Twitter, Democrats and the media call the move dangerous and disturbing. Check this out.
I think it's a terrible mistake.
Hate is a metastasizing agent. The danger that's presented by somebody who's completely unhinged.
Anyone who woke up this morning and saw that news, especially here in Washington, had an avalanche of dread hit them.
He's going to politicize it. He's going to use it. And all of those domestic terrorists that he's leading will have a voice. And I'm very disturbed about it.
Wow, politicizing Twitter. I can't imagine. So what do you guys think about this? What do you think that 52% of the people polled said, yes, bring him back?
Well, to be clear, he hasn't won yet. They still have to count the mail-in tweets. So he went to bed with the lead. But Elon may have to walk that back. He might have called Twitter for Trump a little too early. I think strategically speaking, I don't think Trump should get back on. I think Trump getting off of Twitter was the worst thing that ever happened to the Democratic Party because it brought a lot of the focus onto substantive issues. You know, when Trump gets out of bed and calls somebody on Saturday Night Live a dirtbag or picks a fight with Rosie O'Donnell, that becomes the news cycle for the day instead of things like inflation, crime, and the border. And I think it's almost to the detriment of the Republican Party that this sideshow returns. And so far, he hasn't indicated that he's going to. Yeah. I know it's hard. I mean, him and Twitter, you know, it's peanut butter and jelly. Like, they were made for each other. And I'm sure they have a shock collar around him as we speak. Every time he picks up the old BlackBerry, they're like 2,000 volts, here you go. But I think strategically, I might want him to stay off for a little longer, just so we can keep watching the meltdowns. Yeah,
well, we'll see. We'll see what he decides. He has his own platform, Truth Social, which he seems to like. And, you know, I've heard a number of people say the really interesting thing will be whether Facebook lets him back. And they're going to reconsider their decision in January. But that a lot of Trump's base use Facebook more than they do Twitter.
100%. It's a little older audience. I'm on Facebook. But I find this fascinating. They're talking about Donald Trump being dangerous, and his language is dangerous. What they're really saying is half of America is dangerous. Donald Trump at his rallies always used to say, they're not coming for me. They're coming for you. And I think this is indicative of that. They can't handle a debate and a conversation in America because their ideas are so weak. And if you challenge their ideas, they lose their business. And so, again, I think this is sirens and lights are going off saying, you know what, we got a real problem with the left in America because they don't want to debate you. They want to attack you, prosecute you, persecute you. And that's a bad sign for the future.
Well, so the people have spoken. I mean, according to this poll, 52% have said let him back on. But at the end of the day, is it really about Trump coming back to Twitter, or is it about just how out of control the left has become because they just don't want him to be able to speak to the people and they want him to remain censored?
Yeah, well, here are some perfect examples of that. Celebrities all over Twitter talking about this. Let's go ahead and read some of their tweets. Rob Reiner, letting the lies and disinformation continue to poison the American bloodstream. Puck News founder, he paid $44 billion to reinstate Trump. And the NAACP president saying, God help us all.
Oh, stop
They're giving so much credit to Twitter as though like the country will collapse because Donald Trump is back on Twitter. Like, why don't you actually focus on things that matter to our country? Like Jimmy mentioned, inflation, the border, the fentanyl crisis. That's what matters.
Of course. And this is the part I think is so fascinating about the left. Everybody has a friend who complains about a crazy coworker so much, you eventually realize your friend's the crazy one. Okay, that's who the left is. They've complained about Trump so much and all of these doomsday prophecies about so much, you realize they're actually the crazy ones. That's where we are here.
One of the funniest reactions, I think, and we talked yesterday about how CBS News said they were taking a pause from Twitter, right?
Out of an abundance of caution, CBS is pausing their tweets.
Okay, well, watch this, guys.
In light of the uncertainty around Twitter and out of an abundance of caution, CBS News is pausing its activity on the social media site as it continues to monitor the platform.
Okay, so that was yesterday. After pausing for much of the weekend to assess the security concerns, CBS News and stations is resuming activity on Twitter as we continue to monitor the situation.
Wait, do you know what's actually funny? No, so they've assessed the security security. So what did they find? Did they actually find under Elon Musk that Twitter is actually much more secure, fewer bots, and actually has more real people?
How about CBS News being the CNN Plus of boycotts?
You know, this is a news,
Come on,
news organization that sends its correspondents into into dangerous war zones, right? Where they could be killed.
But think about what they've done here, Sean.
This is like liberals saying, if Donald Trump wins, I'm going to go to Canada.
Yeah, no one's leaving.
Leave. They stay here.
I know. No one's leaving. No one's leaving Twitter. But they just, by the way, just backdoor endorsed the legitimacy of Twitter.
Exactly.
Because according to them, they just conducted a big fact-finding mission.
Fact-finding. We're back.
I'm done buying crypto off Sean Duffy. I'm investing in Twitter. Elon, you got me.
All right, guys. Good discussion.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.